Okay, good morning, and this is Bill, and you're on The Edge. I'm flying solo this morning because it's Valentine's Day 2025, and I want to create a special episode for the love of my life, my wife Stephanie, and I want to share it with all of you. Why? Because you women deserve a relationship like ours, and you men are able to create it. We hear often when we go to prison units that never seen a relationship like yours, and honestly, I had never seen it either until Stephanie came into my life, and I want to kind of go through that with you today. But before I do, I've got some business I want to take care of. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all the men at the Clemens Trustee Camp. We're coming your way on the 22nd of this month, February 22nd, 2025, with the Behind the Razor Wire to Prisons, Texas Prisons tour. We're going to have a 2-hour concert there. We're going to have a blast. I hope you all will come out. We want to see you. We want to love on you. We did one at TC2 when it was open back in 2022, and we had a ball. So we wanted to do it again, and this is it. It's coming. So that's one piece of business. The other piece of business I want to take care of is I want to say that this is February. We have a little over 12,000 views. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to over 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we need your help. So come on, Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Wisconsin, all y'all, we need your help. Go out and tell people about our podcast, and let's get this thing going. Okay, with that said, right after this, I'm going to talk about the love of my life and give you all a little background. It's about me and Stephanie, and invite you all in on how it all got started. Okay, right after this, here you go.
Now from BTN Studios, the Biblical Truth Network presents The Edge, a prison ministry podcast from Less Than the Least Ministries.
Okay, so back in 2015, when I got out of prison, I was happy to be alone. I was blessed. I believe you've heard me talk about my good friend Charlie Martinez before. Without him, I wouldn't have gotten in this house that I'm still in today. And Charlie, I love you, man, and I appreciate that. He had sold this house on contract for deed to some people who had torn it up, and it was loaded with needles, and they had raucous parties and gunfights and everything else, and the neighbors were fed up, got him evicted, and I was living in a halfway house, and he called me and said, Bill, I want you to have this house, and he helped me get in it and became my bank for me because I was so recently out that I couldn't even get a mortgage back then. So Charlie, I thank you, and I appreciate you for doing that. Then the other thing that was going on in my life is I'd gotten a job, thanks to Less Than the Least, who had taken me to the interview and back at Chipotle. And I was working at Chipotle, and I was working on the line. And there were a lot of ladies there that were Hispanic, and they used to call me abuelo. And they told me abuelo means grandfather, grandpa, and I believe them, but sometimes the way they said it, it didn't sound like they were saying grandpa. In fact, at one point I told my boss, I said, look, I don't want to be paid by the hour anymore. I want to be paid by the abuelo, because it was always, abuelo, can you do this? Abuelo over here, abuelo this, abuelo that. Everything was abuelo, abuelo, abuelo. But I loved my job at Chipotle, had a lot of fun with it. And at one point they came to me and they said, the women there at Chipotle, my female co-workers came to me and said, Abuelo, you need a girlfriend? And I said, no. The last thing I need is a girlfriend. See, you need a girlfriend, abuelo. No, I assure you, I don't need a girlfriend. In fact, my saying back in that day was, after a couple of failed marriages was, if I ever think about getting married again, I'm just going to find some woman I don't like and give her a house, because that's how it's going to end up anyway. So I was as confirmed a bachelor and happy living in my house as one could be. And then a friend of mine, Jason Hill, hey Jason, shout out to you, brother. He had found this stray puppy, and it was a pit bull mix, and skin and bones and fleas all over it, and he kind of was nursing it back to health, but he lived in an apartment and couldn't keep a dog. He said, hey, how about I give you this dog? It's a blue-nosed pit bull puppy. She needs a home. And I said, I don't know, Jason, I don't know that I really need a dog, but bring her over and we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes on two conditions. One, you'll help me put in a doggy door, and two, if it doesn't work out, we'll find something else. Well, it was love at first sight. I fell in love with Blue. She was just such a doll. In fact, why don't I share some photos of Blue with you? So here we go. That's Blue. I got her a little toy, and a little puppy, and she loved that little puppy. Oh, it was something else, like the love of her life. And she was around it all the time. If I was around, it was around. She was around. And I told the women at Chipotle one day, I said, hey, I got a girlfriend. No, you didn't. See, I got a girlfriend. We want to see pictures. I said, she gives me kisses and she talks to me. She loves on me. We got to see these pictures. So I showed her this one. Showed him this one. I said, see, here she is giving me kisses. Her name is Blue. And they said, Abuelo, that's not a girlfriend. That's a dog. It's a perro. And I said, yeah, but let me tell you, that's the best girlfriend you could have, because you know what? She doesn't mind it when I leave my underwear laying on the floor. In fact, she kind of enjoys that. And not once has she said, I thought you were coming home at 5. It's almost 6 o'clock now. She never says that. And you know what else? She actually wants me to leave the toilet seat up. She likes that. So yeah, what more could a guy want? This is my girlfriend. Oh, abuelo. And so Blue used to, give me kisses, and she would tell me secrets. Whisper sweet nothings into my ear. At one point she said, I wonder what you'd look like with a mustache. Let's see. And that's how I ended up growing this beard that I have today. Because Blue said, you know what, I kind of like you with a mustache. Why don't you grow one? And that was my Blue. Oh, she was the love of my life. What more could a man want? Right? So I was a confirmed bachelor. Well, then a friend of mine, Jason, invited me to start playing this game called Empires and Puzzles. And I started playing that game. And, well, you know what? No one can tell this story better than me. And I had the opportunity at Cool Church. In fact, shout out to you, Pastor Boyd. What a blessing it was that you allowed me to do this at Cool Church on a Sunday morning. We had a special service, and we were going to have a movie and a meal and all that at the perfect time. And so you let me do this there at Cool Church. And so I'm gonna show you this little video from Cool Church, and then I'll come back. It's not good for him to be alone. Adam wasn't walking around all lonely like he needed anything. He was naming animals, taking care of the garden. He wasn't lonely. There weren't other people, right? But God knew that it was not good for him to be alone. God knew it was not good for me to be alone, even when I didn't. And I was playing this online game, and there was someone in there that was having some problems, going through a divorce, and really having a rough time trying to be on her own. So I started praying for her in the chat rooms and sending her Bible verses. And one day, Angie had to go, and I was back in the AV room, and I sent her a picture of me back in the AV room, and she said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm getting ready to stream our service live on the internet. She said, well, send me a link, I'll watch. And she watched it. She lives in California. And she said, I have found my new church. And at one point she said, you know, I've got to be honest with you, I'm crushing on you. Now, I'm 65 years old, so I Googled crushing on you because I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if she's going to kick me out of the game or what. I didn't know it. So I had to look at it. And, you know, I've got a lot of baggage. And I told her, you know, I've just got to talk to you about this. And KT and I talked about it. She said, yeah, you need to talk to her. So we did 2 one-hour video chats one Monday, and I went through all of the terrible things that I have done. And what a horrible person I was, and all the people I hurt, and I mean in gory detail. And she said, that's not what me and I do. She said, that was you then. This is you now. And she's visiting Texas. And her name is Stephanie Pillar. And she's right here in the front row. This is my girlfriend, Stephanie. We've been chatting and, you know, kind of dating, got to know each other online for how long? 5 months? 5 months now. And she's visiting in Texas, our first time to get together, and it's been awesome. Now, Stephanie, I want you to have a seat because I'm going to sing a song. Are you nervous? How do you think I feel? Ready? Yeah. Pray for me real quick. No, wait, stop. Want the MP4. There we go, start it all over, please. Start it all over.
Just like start it over.
Uh-oh. I'm the Leah boy, this service gets over when we got lunch and we got a movie and some technical difficulties. The problem is not in your set. Okay, let's try this again. And turn it up in the monitor up here, Chuck, please. Amen. Thank you, darling. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made me such a fool. I'm so lost in your love. And we belong together. Won't you believe in my soul? For so many years I thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole.
Make it fall in love with you, buddy.
Forever, let me wait to see you each and every morning. Let me hear you whisper softly in my ear. In my eyes, I see no one else but you. There's no other love like our love.
just want you near me.
No.
I've waited for you for so long. Your love's the only love I need. Inside me is where I want you to be. 'Cause my love, there's something I want you to know.
Give him them 6'5", yo, Lee.
Stephanie Pillar.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so awesome.
Well, as you can tell, it was an exciting proposal. I did give Stephanie the opportunity afterwards in the car. I said, "Look, I know that there's a lot of pressure there in front of everybody. If you really need time to think about this or want to change your mind, I totally understand." She said, "No, I'm in," and away we went. And we've been nothing but blessed ever since. And in fact, we had our wedding at Cool Church, and David Gunter, the previous director of Less Than the Least Ministries, performed the ceremony for us. We had all of our friends. It was during COVID, and we had been planning this big wedding, and then COVID shut everything down. And in fact, had been talking about not allowing gatherings of more than 2 or 3 people or something like that. And so we said, you know what, we better go ahead and do this. And so we did it at Cool Church, and all of our friends helped us throw it together as a last minute, but a beautiful celebration. And we haven't looked back. And it was in March of 2019. And in fact, then in 2020, when we had our first anniversary, I had to do something special for Stephanie to show her how much I loved her. And I'm going to share that with you too, because I think you'd like it. Here it is right here. Still makes me cry to watch that. Stephanie, you were a total surprise. You still are. I love you every day. I grow more and more in love with you. You're the love of my life. You're my friend. You're my partner. I can't imagine life without you now. So why am I telling you, all of you, about this? Well, because I used to lay on a prison bunk. And when I was at the Ramsey unit, we had TVs in our cells, and I'd watch these rom-coms, and I'd see the way the woman would look at the man with love, and he'd look back at her, and a boy meets girl, boy finds girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl kind of thing. And I would say, no one's ever going to look at me like that again. And then in the book of Genesis, I was reading it one day, and I saw a beautiful love story where it says God saw that Leah was unloved, and he opened her womb. And I realized that, all that time of laying there, not only feeling unloved but unlovable, that it was just a lie, and that God saw that I was unloved, and one day he would open, metaphorically, my womb. He would open up my world, my heart, to get the love that I was desiring. And that's what this story has been all about, because he sees you too. All those lies that Satan's telling you, that's all they are, lies. God loves you, he sees you, and he wants to have a relationship with you, and he will bless you. All you have to do is give your life to him. Open your heart, open your soul, put his word inside of you. Let it change the way you walk and talk. Let it change who you are, and the blessings will be overflowing. God has blessed me, but he hasn't done any more for me than he will do for you. Trust me, none of you who are watching this have done anything worse than what I did. I was the least of the least, the worst of the worst. But I have been blessed by God because I let him into my heart, changed who I am, changed the way I walk. And look at this beautiful blessing, my wonderful wife, Stephanie. She is such a sweetheart. She is such a blessing, has changed my entire life. Honey, I love you, and we love all of you, and we just want to say Happy Valentine's Day 2025. God bless, and we'll see you next time on The Edge.
Hi, thanks for joining us today on The Edge, a Less Than the Least Ministries podcast.
We'll see you next time right here on The Edge.